again. Yes. EA. This has arrows at the end. Hey, who's teaching this?
Me.
No, wrong. EA. It goes through the circle. Because it goes through the circle, it is a secant. Good. So secant. Good job, you guys. FD. FD is from the center to the edge. It is a radius. See. AE. It goes from edge to edge. Now, this does not go through the center, so it's a chord. If it goes through the center, like AD over here, that would be a diameter. J is a point in the middle of the circle, so the center. And then BH is BH, this line right here. It's a tangent because it hits the circle only once, right at the edge, like that. So that's tangent. And the last one's diameter. All right, next one, common tangents. For this one, when circles are disconnected, you could draw one like this, draw one like this. You can also, again, if your drawings are crooked or anything, that doesn't matter. Because what I care about is the amount of connections you can make. You could go this way and this way. As many as you can. And in this setup, when two circles are disconnected, you can make 4 common tangents. And then this one is 3 because you got the top. This one is only because you could go right through the middle, like here. And one like this. So this one's 3. If you want to put it as notes, I'll do the what is a 2 and a 1 and a 0. I'll just put it right here also. So if you have a circles like this, put this as notes for yourself, like a Venn diagram. This is only 2 lines. There's only so many ways you could connect a line that's a tangent to both circles. So when it's a Venn diagram, it can't go inside the circle. No, it wouldn't be a tangent. That would be 2. If you had a circle and a circle at the edge of the same place, you could have just 1. That'll be a 1. And if you had a circle and then the circle that cannot reach the outside, you can't make a line that goes in the inside. So that's 0. So this is 2, 1, 0. Okay. 2, 1, 0 common tangents. There's only so many ways I can set up 2 circles. So it's 4 to 0. So if you're in panic mode, you know it's 4 to 0. If you guess 5, I'll take extra bonus points off. Yeah, one's inside. So you can't get a line. You can't get a line inside without breaking the rule. You're not allowed to put a line inside. I'll take extra points off if you guess 5.
Points off?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess 5 as well. I have at most 4 then.
Yeah. Okay. So if this one's a tangent, I could also give you where I have one hidden. So I'm gonna do this actually. We're gonna do it. Well, no. Let me do it as it is. Okay. It is a tangent if it's a right angle to the radius. It's a right triangle, and here we have 8 squared plus 15 squared. This one is not a right triangle. So then this is 225 equals 289. 289. So because they are equal in this case, yes. Is it a tangent? Yes, because they are equal. This one though, 3 squared plus 5 squared equals 6.
Why are you doing this?
Because we're testing if it is a right angle. I would not draw this right angle in this case. You have to test if it is. So this one, like it will look more like this where there's no right angle. So 9 plus 15 equals 36. 25 equals 30. 24 equals 36. I'm just doing adding. I'm just adding here. That's why you got the recording. Check it out twice. Is that true?
No.
No. Okay.
Wait, is this A squared?
Are you gonna hide?
It is recording. I see the little red dot.
Can you not hide on the
What?
Like, make a hidden one.
No, I can make it in one.
I don't know.
It's super easy, it's just math.
A squared plus B squared equals C squared.
Yes. It's a squared to b squared. This is still no. So it's no, it's not. Right. Yeah, I could technically also have a circle where you have a thing like this. And I say, oh, this one's 3, this whole thing's 6. What is this one over here? And you do the Pythagorean theorem to find that one.
I have a question.
Yo,
Forgot.
It's only like for sure, tangent, whatever, one has a right triangle. in it.
yeah, right angle, right angle. And this is not a right angle because it's not a right triangle.
Wait, Mr. Noble, I have a question.
Yes.
So A squared plus B squared equals C squared. How do I know if it's A, B, and C?
Oh, biggest one is always C. The hypotenuse is always C.
Then everything
The
else-
potential hypotenuse is always C.
So A and B, it doesn't matter.
A, B could be swapped, yeah. But C is the largest always. Typically, A is the smallest, B is the medium, C is the largest. Because I was very thirsty.
Because you gotta drink a lot of water, you gotta stay hydrated.
Yeah. You know when they say 8 cups a day?
That's so-
I thought they said 8 quarts a day. So I just drink 2 gallons a day. Yeah.
Wait,
So
what
you're
did
gonna
they
take
say?
4
Oh,
gallons a day.
This one, what was the numbers I gave? I gave 120 here.
125.
Okay. So this one, they have to have numbers. They didn't have numbers here or didn't print out correctly. So they will have numbers on the question. Okay. So for this one, JM is a diameter. So because JM is a diameter, you know that half of it has to be 180. If that's so, this should be 180, which means if this is 120, you can do 180 minus 120, which is 60. And over here, this also has to be 180, which you could do the same concept. 180 equals 85 plus 40 plus some number KL. KL. Then you do a little bit of math, it should be 55. Yes, 55. Okay.
Alright, well, I started studying for the SATs.
Good to hear.
Oh, I hate this.
It's so stupid. It's just the standardized test, like you just,
Yeah, half of it studying is like how to take the test versus.
yeah, and how to read the test.
Mhm.
Most questions are fit.
The math, I'll be honest, I don't know how.
That's unreasonable. That's not unreasonable.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have like a big textbook.
So, I hear you, man, but I gotta teach you. Major, minor, semi. Major, if semi is 180, any guess what major or minor is gonna be?
Minor is less than 180, major is over 180.
Good, less than 180 and more than 180. Or you could say greater than or greater than 180 or whatever. Okay.
Where's R?
These are all Ks, I think. Okay. JK, so JK, we're just gonna go from here to here.
Wait, what if it have?
Measurement, the measurement of JK. So it's 85, that's 85 degrees. And since that's less than 180, that's minor, yeah. I am. So let's go to the next one. I am, so here to here, we already did our math, it's 60. Again, I always suggest fill it out all the pieces first, then do the questions. This is still minor because it's still less than 180.
180 and that's the sum.
JKM, good, is 180 degrees. It's half the circle, and that is a semicircle. Yeah. JL, J to L. When you don't, just to make sure, you always take the shortest path if it's 2 letters. So don't go this way, go this way to the right.
If it's half of JM, like, half of it, is it just like 100?
Half of 180 is 90, you mean?
Okay, but like J to Q, right? What is that?
J to Q, no, that's not an angle because that's just a straight line. You're just going down.
JKM, so how would you find out if something?
Oh, JKM, you start at J, you go past K to M. Now you know it's 180 because the word diameter over here.
Oh, so it's just telling you to go completely around. That's-
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, don't, you have to pass by K. So that's what the K is for.
But if it gave me a different one, it said JIM, I would go the other way.
J, pass I to M, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes it a lot.
Yeah. JM, they'll never do that. But if they did, it doesn't matter because it is a semicircle, no matter what direction. Yeah, or actually, it doesn't matter yet because it's the center circle. All right, JL. Is that JL? JL. So I got to go J to L. You have to go the shortest possible when it's possible, okay? When it's JL, when it's 2 letters. When it's 3 letters, you got to make sure you take the scenic route. But 85 plus 55, 140. Now, this is still less than 180, which is kind of you're usually thinking about like obtuse and acute. This case is minor and major, so you got to think of it like that, okay? Then JIK. So JIK. Yeah. So JIK. Good. So you got to go from J, past I, all the way to K. So yeah, it's a long way around. So you can add all these pieces together. No, because the I in the middle tells you have to hit I along the way.
Okay, so you go to I and then go straight up.
No, it's the edge of the circle. It's the edge of the circle. You can't like, I know what you're thinking, like you take a shortcut like here. Yeah, that would make, but we're taking about the arc. That's that little curve on the top. So we're talking about the arc, yeah. So then all that minus, or all that together, 275? Yeah, I'll trust my past self. 295. And then because that's bigger than 180, that's a major. Good. No, so
I can watch it.
Yeah, I was right.
Yeah, you said
275.
275.
Yeah,
Yeah, 275.
I said 275? Okay.
Yeah.
Carrie, you check your stuff. I trust my past self again. Yeah. All right. Okay. Number 16. This concept is very straightforward. Look, when in doubt, set it equal to each other. You got like a 50% chance I might be correct, okay? But
Wait, all of-
in general geometry, or yeah, in geometry overall, if you set it equal to each other, you most likely will get it right. You have a half a chance to get it right. Okay.
Half a chance.
Yeah, half a chance.
True.
You have infinite numbers, so getting half a chance is pretty good.
Yeah.
So here's 5. This is also 5. So the chords are the same. The arcs that they include are the same. So if this is 125, this is also
It looks like not
125. So they're going to be equal to each other. That's a freebie.
Yeah.
And then you just figure, and then you tell them to.
Then you just-
This one, you only have leftover y. So you're going to do 360.
Okay.
It adds up to 360 equals
You see why over there?
125.
Wait, so you just do, in order to get 360, add one.
Sure, and that's 250. Then what?
Then you subtract. It's over here,
To
five.
find why.
250 on both sides.
You're gonna add
Yeah.
both of those.
Yeah.
125 plus
And
125,
then- Well,
Let's subtract it.
110, I'll just save you time. So 110 degrees. So this is 110 degrees.
So you can do it either way, technically. Like the way I said it, and then.
As long as you get 110, I don't care how you do it. Yeah. So because they're the same size, you could have the same arcs. The vice versa is true. If this piece, and this piece, J, there's no letter here, but J here and here to L, these are the same pieces, which means the arcs are the same pieces. If this is 60, this is also a freebie of 60 degrees. Now, there's multiple ways to do it. Well, I'm going to show you this way. Last way I showed it different. But MK is a diameter. We know that because it's a line that goes through the center. If that's the diameter, what is this half part of the circle going to be?
180.
180. So you could just do 180 equals, so you could double everything, yes. 60 plus Y.
I just did like.
You're totally, that's totally perfectly fine. You'll still get the right.
120 minus 360 divided by 2. I did it more a little
Wait, so
complicated.
if you.
No, that's totally fine. You could do it like that. Because this is also Y. So it's totally true what you said.
Then what is X equal?
X, no, it's 60 because it matches the 60 down here.
Oh, so when you're asking for X and Y, we should write X equals 60.
What do you think for?
Yeah.
180. So one side of the half.
Everyone, what do you think for? Okay. For Alexis.
And then-
That's corny.
Why?
All right. Next one.
Not Alexis, because like Alexis signs that every time I like text.
I didn't want to know, actually. I'm good.
What?
I'm cool. What up? How? Yes.
So then yesterday, they divided it over two, but how did it get two?
What? Oh, because there's two Y's.
Because the bottom part is the same size as the top part. So why? Thank you. All right, I'll just leave it like this. What happened to my scroll bar? Come here. No, it's on the right now, which is annoying. Whatever. Okay, so if this is 80 at the corner of a circle, at a corner of a circle, and there's no corners in a circle, at the edge of the circle, if it's 80, the arc is going to be twice the size. So if this is 80, this purple arc is going to be twice the size, or 160. Now, over here, this is an angle that has the same opening as the purple part here, D. So if this is 160 going backwards, what is it going to be? 80 is going to cut it in half. So X equals 80. $19, which is easier than the other problem because I only asked you one variable. There's no Y in 18 nor 19.
Why is that 160?
Because it's double.
Double. From the edge of the circle to the,
I still don't get
It's not really.
Yeah.
Will you always double?
it is logic, it follows the rules.
Will you always double it?
What's up?
Always double it?
If it's at the edge of the circle. So you see how this angle is at the edge of the circle over here? Look at the angle. It's right here at the edge of the circle. That's why you double it. If it was at the center at the circle, what would it be? It would be the same, yeah.
Good.
But this will be edge of the circle, double.
This is not so hard.
This is not so hard.
I'm just-
Last one. This is not the last one, next one.
Wait, I thought
This
X
is-
equals 160.
What?
No. This arc equals 160, so this cuts in half, becomes 80. Next one, X equals, if this is 52, this is 52. What's up? These two? They happen to be congruent every time, like if it's set up like this, but they're not vertical. No, they're just congruent. These two are vertical, but not this one and this one.
Coincidence that they're both 80?
They're always going to be congruent. They're always going to be congruent.
Oh, yes, the confusion starts.
Yeah.
Lovely, lovely, lovely.
Wait, we didn't do
Oh, dude, I'm sorry. It's just 52
Yeah.
because it just matches the other one. I told you, when in doubt, the study equal to each other. That's like, you got 50% chance to go together. Because they match. Yeah. Because I should say why they match. They match because this part and this part is the same length. That's why they match. Okay. Next one.
Yeah, no, this part confusion.
No, I don't.
No, that's not what I wanted. That's worse. Okay, there we go.
This is over.
What up, man?
This like
This is actual math. Man.
everything I'm learning this whole year, this is the only thing that truly confused.
Okay. So let's see if we can less confuse it. All right. This is the formula, which I mentioned last time. Here's the bigger arc, and here's the smaller arc. When your angle's outside of the circle, very important, outside of the circle. Your bigger arc, in this case, PS, minus your smaller arc, which is this case is QS, or SQ, doesn't matter which way you put it, over 2 is going to equal the angle, in this case, R. All right, I'll give it a color.
R equals 44.
Yeah, we actually have that. But here's the formula, and then we're going to apply it where X is at different places. Okay, so PS is the arc. You see that blue part of the edge of the circle? So that's from P to S. So that's what it means. I should put a little, I'm doing a little cheat, though. I should put a little arc on it.
I know what to do. But then like when I'm staring at it, I'm just like, whoa, what do I do?
That means you don't know how to do it. You just know how I do it. I'm being a little bit rude, but yeah. Yeah, I don't know where it's coming from. I only had 2 bottles of water, that's why. I didn't finish yet, that's why. Yes.
Are you serious?
Yes.
This is horrible. How many water can you drink?
It's just serious. All right, so X is the top part. The second one, 65 is the smaller angle or the arc that's closer to the angle. You can think of it like that also.
So if X is a number, X would be.
Some number here, yeah. Equals that one in the corner, which is 44, not in the corner, the outside the circle.
So what minus 65?
So this is a little annoying, this fraction. We don't like fractions, so what can we do to both sides?
Times 2.
Good, both of you guys, times 2. So this get rid of that bottom. X minus 65 equals 88 plus 65 plus 65.
I think you have 66 going on.
5. And then 3, carry the 1, 14, 15. So 153.
So X equals 153.
Yeah, and if you were to plug it back in, like you do 153 minus 65 divided by 2, you'll get 44.
What I was thinking,
What up?
I was thinking what number minus 65 would equal 88.
That's what you should be thinking. Yeah. Because look,
Wait.
what number minus 65 gives you 88? That happens right there. Yeah. That's perfectly fine. But sometimes we have the setup so you don't have to mental math it. You can just slide it on the calculator. All right. Yeah. Next one. What did I talk about? The angles at the edge of the circle are what?
The biggest one.
This is going to be double the angle. So this is going to be what of the angle? The arc, I should say. What's the opposite of double?
Small half.
Half. So this is going to be half of that. So I could just do 144 divided by 2.
So 70.
72.
Wait, so you're.
You cut it in half.
So that's it?
Because if you're going from inside the circle to outside the circle, it's doubles. If you go outside the circle to inside the circle, it's half.
I really don't know this.
Okay.
You-
What's up?
Please,
You
it's not
brought out.
This way is times 2.
So X equals.
This way divided by 2.
Oh, okay.
So if the angle was inside and the X is outside, then it'd be 144 multiplied.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, 144 times.
All right, this is a triangle. But it doesn't really matter because we're talking about the arcs here. We know this is 85
I've never hated circles more.
and this is 120.
So
So we have this part left over. So what can we do with these three numbers? What does it equal to?
yeah, 120 plus 85.
Add them all up to 360. So 360, I'm just setting it up as an equation. You could just straight subtract this out of the calculator. I don't mind that. But I'm just setting it up as an equation so you know what to do. Okay, subtract 205 on both sides. 155 equals X. Because it makes a full circle, and you need to know full circles are 360.
Oh, we have to find X now.
That is X. 23.
Wait.
This purple arc is the what's left over, so that's 155.
I know, I'm talking about I'm trying to figure out find X now. So
Yeah, so it's a different place, yeah.
Wait, so.
129 plus 61.
So let me just check what the colors I use. So the outside arc, so the bigger arc, or the arc farther away from the angle is 129. The angle arc on the inside is 61. And the angle on the outside is L. So we're gonna do 129 minus 61. Again, you do this because the angle's outside the circle. So outside the circle angles, you do this. Equals X.
equals X.
So how do you know that the 60?
Since the variable's X here, I'll use X. You could put L. Yes.
I mean, no.
Is it always gonna be like that, or could the X be like 61?
We have both of them.
We literally did a problem with that, yeah, because you can see previously we did it where it was the blue arc and
So how
number.
do you know that? Oh, when it's like outside of the circle, but then when it's inside of the circle.
Yeah.
It's equal to X.
No, it's just because literally the X is pointing at the angle versus previously, yeah, the X was outside here.
Okay, so when the X is outside, it's inside of the equation, not.
When the X is part of the circle, yeah, it's inside the equation.
Okay.
Just gotta make sure it's in the right part. So 129 minus 61 divided by 2 seems to be 34.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wait, what if you
No, because you could, the left side is just numbers. Just do it with numbers. You don't have to do any algebra. You literally arithmetic, which is just type in your calculator. 129 minus 61 has to happen first. But you don't need to because X is, we did that before because the X was here. Surrounded by numbers, and we don't like it being surrounded by numbers. But what is different here, Kira? The X is already what? It's already by itself. So we just do the math. 129 minus 61 divided by 2. Okay, this one. This is still the same rule. This is an angle at the edge of the circle. So this is an angle at the edge of the circle. What do we know? It's going to be half or double. Half, good. So half of 146, 73.
Yeah, why are you calculating?
Why are you such a
That's
calculator?
it?
Yeah, that's it.
Wait, really?
That's it.
was so simple.
I told you, at the edge of the circle, it's half. Okay. Next one. This one's a little interesting. Well, let's do, let me first.
Can you just do that? There's a 90-degree right angle.
Excellent. So I'll combine what two people said. This is 180 degrees, this arc, right? Because it's a semicircle. Wait a second. This is an angle that has a semicircle at the corner of the circle, right? At the edge of the circle. There's no corners in the circle, right? So if that's true, do we double it or half it when we go inside? Half. You had it right last time. So 90. Wait a second. Now this is a triangle. What do we know about triangles?
All equal to 180.
Good. So X plus 90 plus 55 equals 180. 5, you need 60, and then 30.
Wait, so 90 is when there's an angle with a right angle on it?
Has to be a right angle. It's a triangle.
90 is a right angle, if that's what you're asking. Not because, I want to make it clear, it's not because it's a triangle, it's 90 degrees, it's because this side happens to be a diameter. Because that causes this to be a half a circle, 180, and this angle is a corner, so it's 90.
And then when it touches the dot, it's half.
Perfect, yes.
You can see.
Yes, there are
Wait,
different-
doesn't each triangle have to at least have
What?
one 90-degree angle?
Because it's
A right triangle needs a 190 degree angle, but you can have acute triangles that has small, and then a obtuse angle that has one bigger.
If there is no dot on the test, I am just gonna.
I'll make sure I draw a dot. I'll make sure to draw a dot.
Like, on the
All right, here's the, is this the last page of the test thing?
No, there's another one.
Oh, wow, we got time. What up?
For number 25,
Oh, no,
X plus 35, don't you do X plus 35 equals 1?
No, 90 plus 55 plus 180, or equals 180. No, minus 55 and minus 90 also. Don't forget the 90. Then it'll be 35.
The last page makes me want that.
All right, let's get this one down. This one, this is weird. This is not in the center. This is very important, not in the center. So this is an angle that has an interesting rule. This is the last rule you need to know. Make sure you know.
How do you know
No
it's
more
not the center
rules,
place?
please.
There's no dot over there.
Exactly, so there's no center. It's not in the center.
So there's a whole other.
If there's no
Is it
dot, there's no
70
center.
plus-
I gotta look what the other page was, but I don't have
70
a
plus
color.
below 5.
Yeah, 70. This is the rule. This arc, AE, I'll actually write the formula right here. AE plus BC. So when it's inside the circle, not at the center, it is plus. When it's outside the circle, like this one, is a minus.
Wait,
Wait,
hold
so.
on.
When it's inside the circle, like this one on 26, you do plus sign. This is a plus sign. Well, when it's outside the circle, we already did 2 that were outside the circle. That's a minus sign. That's going to equal the angle on the middle, D. Okay? Mhm. So then 70 degrees plus BC. Do we know what BC is? No, so we'll just put an X. No, they're not equal to each other. That's the most important part. But we know they equal the average of them to 85, the inside angle. Times 2, 70 plus X equals 170. Subtract 70 on both sides. X equals 100. I'll limit it to those questions. Those types of questions. I gotta see what the next page is. Pass me that.
I think it's the other clubs.
Is it just more of these?
If it's more,
No,
I'm
no,
not. If
it's
it's
like,
new
no,
ones,
it's
then we
more
can-
than-
Oh,
Why is there a cone? Why is there?
the cone, you just set them equal each other. And then these-
Thank you, coach.
No problem, buddy. Definitely, guys, ones you need to know from the last page definitely is 29 and 36. 29 and 36. The other ones are just harder versions of questions we already did. But 29 and 36, make sure you get that. Yeah. So are you gonna use this or you just? This is Shoal. Is it all right if I give it away? You, yeah, it already been posted, yes, it is.
The recording?
The recording I'll post, but that is because I just made it, but